Hey, right guys, Trish Much is Joey, and today we are watching and reacting to episode 4 of Pretty Little Liars season 6. Last episode was a bit of a odd one. It was a bit of an odd one. We had like 30 minutes of just utter shite, and then 10 minutes of greatness. Yeah, so I was so conflicted with that last episode. It was so annoying that those last 10 minutes were in such a bad episode. So overall I had to give it like a 5 or something out of 10 because I just couldn't give it like an 8 like those final 10 minutes deserved, which was frustrating. But maybe episode 4 will make up for that and make the entire 40 minutes incredible. Maybe. Fingers crossed. So yeah, episode 4 guys, if you enjoy, remember to leave a like. If you're new, remember to subscribe, and if you want the uncut reaction and early uploads to Pretty Little Liars, then link to the Patreon page will be down below, which really does help support the channel. Also links to Twitter, Instagram and Discord if you want to check out any of those. But for now, my friends, let's go.
Charles is my brother.
Then why hasn't he been living with your family this whole time?
So why didn't we hear that?
15 months before Jason. It was too dangerous to keep him in the house. We were scared for your safety, so we had him institutionalized.
Where?
Radley.
They should have just
How is it possible that nobody in this town ever
showed us that
Nobody.
in the episode. Pointless hiding away from us.
He would have consumed our lives.
So you lied and told me Charlie wasn't real.
I thought I was doing the right thing.
He kidnapped and tortured my friend.
Charles couldn't have done that.
How is your father so sure?
Because Charles is dead.
Terrible. They should have just straight up showed us that scene at the end of last episode, because it was inevitably pointless keeping it from us.
If we want to rule him out, we just have to find proof of his death. How do we do that?
We go to Radley.
No!
Someone who works there has to know what happened to Charles. We can't go to Radley. It's
Please.
closed down.
Please,
Remember?
I'm too tired for this.
I'm gonna take a shower.
Sure.
What was that about?
Maybe she's not ready to talk yet.
She needs to speak to someone about what she's been through. You were shooting your dad's gun a couple of days ago, so you're going.
So, I can already tell I'm going to hate this episode so much. So we've set up a story already in the first 5 minutes, and those stories are going to Radley for the 45th time, and Emily going to therapy, which in the first place I didn't like the idea of. Byron, save me, please. I'm depending on Byron to save me.
I don't need to talk about what happened.
No, maybe not now.
No, not ever.
No, you will, Aria, so...
Just the two of us. Let's go to a movie or mini golf.
Actually, I booked time to use the dark room at Hollis.
I was actually kind of hoping you'd say yes to that, Aria, because then you could maybe build an actual relationship with your dad.
Okay. Text me when you get there.
Byron hasn't been bad in about 2 seasons now. So, every scene he's popped up in, to be fair to him, he's actually done well. Like, he was there for Ella, he's trying to be there for Aria, there for like, he fucked up in seasons 1, 2, 3.
What are you doing over there?
And I can't remember much of it then.
The cops switch shifts.
I want to go talk to that cop first.
I want to see if the other guy left earlier, if he showed up late.
You really don't have to do that.
It'll just take a minute.
I love that. Caleb's proper looking out for a dude.
Everybody's looking out for you guys. And the police are going to figure out who's behind this.
You really believe that?
I do. Helps with their migraines, but it makes her a little clumsy.
Got it.
Sorry guys. I did appreciate Ezra saying that, to be fair. I like that's how Ezra should have been. He's just been looking out for all the girls. That would have actually been okay, in a way, like he does with Spencer. Like we're still getting flashbacks to this, which I love.
How about you? Are those pills helping?
No, it gave me a huge headache, so I threw him out. Just
Wonder if
trying to
Spencer will go rummaging in the garbage like a feral rat. We should put the pills in with the vegetable.
Okay, well, there's only 2 ways into this warehouse. Front door has a security camera, and the back door is locked.
What do we do now?
Let's talk
Caleb
to
on the
Jason
case.
Moore. Maybe they can figure out a way to get his file.
Come on, detective.
Wait,
They got that bloody quick. The door was shut 4 seconds ago. At least we're not Radley. I'd rather this than Radley. Fuck.
you guys look for the file. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I went to see Dr. Sullivan today.
You did?
And we didn't get to see that scene. Okay, thank God. What the fuck happened here? Even the filter they've used is very Saw-like. The first Saw.
Arya found it.
Carol is, Allison's great aunt. Well, if she visited Charles, she must know what happened to him. She can't help us.
Why not?
Because she died when we were in 10th grade.
Okay, just check the rest of these boxes. Make sure that we haven't missed anything.
Emily's face there.
Actually booked time for tomorrow, not today.
Well, where were you? You told me you were going to the brew.
I did.
Everyone caught out
And
on
then
a
we went to
lie.
the data center. Why? What'd you do? Follow me?
No, put a tracker on your car.
You did what?
Jesus.
I looked for Sarah everywhere,
Fair play though.
and I finally found her
Protected.
on our roof.
It's just the way it has to be. I need to know where you are at all times.
Hannah, I'm trying
I
to...
can understand that,
No, I want
like,
the tracker off.
The person who did this to you is still out there. He kidnapped you once, and he could try to do it again.
it's his daughter,
Right,
and
I probably
considering
should've
what she went
discussed
through.
it. I know it sounds extreme, but
I think we acted too hastily in letting her stay with us.
Yeah, time to kick her out.
Doesn't want to go to therapy, and neither of us can know what she's been through or have any idea what it is she really needs right now.
And she heard that.
I don't know if you know my story.
I do. I'm really sorry about what happened to you.
Thank you.
Does she want weed from her?
It's just been hoping maybe you could sell me something that would help calm my nerves.
Yeah, what?
Dank
Pot.
weed.
Maybe some brownies.
Look, I said I can't sell you anything. I'm not opposed to sharing a little bit of mine.
A
I'll put together a little package for you to pick up tomorrow, okay?
package.
Thank you.
So now we're giving out free weed to people we don't know. Just walks downstairs and just fucking skinning the cat or some shite. Oh no, she just dolphin dived out bloody window. And now we're gonna go hunt her down and try and find her because she's been through so much.
What happened? Where's Sarah?
She's gone, and we'll leave it at that, please.
She's gone. Last year, when I got hurt in that elevator and I thought Wilden was after me, I needed a place to hide out. I knew nobody was living in Aunt Carol's, so I drove up. When I arrived, someone was there.
Oh shit.
Why aren't you at the hospital?
Yes, hon.
Let me out. I think I'd like to stay here for a little while.
You can't do that.
Why not?
There's a plumbing issue. They had to turn the water
Yeah,
off
shady shit,
inside.
shady shit.
I'll be done in an hour. I'll see you at home.
No, you've kept Carol in a
Someone in there?
cage.
That's just the wind.
Bullshit, Jason. Come on.
What do you want to do?
Take a walk on the beach, swim the ocean.
Go and do that
Can't
then.
get back the time I lost, but
And we're back here. For this
I don't think
shithole.
anybody lives here.
Maybe that's what Charles wants people to think.
We're not just gonna find Charles in his house here, are we?
He's still
So.
alive.
You're my doll, bitch. Oh, it's behind that. Fuck.
I'm not your doll.
Okay, badass, I guess. What was the surprise though? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's why she has short hair then.
Take a few deep breaths and you'll be fine. Okay? I'm Clark. By the
Oh, Clark! I like that. Collab.
What did you make me do?
What? What's even happened here? I don't.
Do you remember everything that Charles made you do?
Yeah, don't you?
No.
Oh, it's like since she didn't know what she did then.
I have no idea what happened. Or whose blood it was.
See, that's
And then the
interesting.
next morning he was gone.
You were sleep deprived. You probably just imagined it.
Oh, Hannah, pipe off!
I know what I saw.
It was just another one of his mind games.
What if I really did hurt somebody?
We shouldn't be out here.
Is that why she has trouble sleeping now as well? Like, that's kind of an answer for that. Yeah, I like that these flashbacks we're getting a few answers, like, regarding how they're
Surprise.
acting now as well.
Really good doesn't cut it for National Geographic.
You work for them?
No,
Oh.
but I hope to one day.
She didn't want me to see this.
Your dad said Charles was cremated.
She must have lied to him.
Why would she bury him here?
Oh no, she would have liked the dad.
For herself.
No, what's ridiculous is that you think your brother's actually buried there.
Easy, Hannah.
No, this isn't a cemetery. And there's no casket down there. I'll prove it.
Hannah, what are you doing?
Oh my god, Hannah, there's actually a
That's my
casket.
brother's grave. You can't do that. Watch me.
The grave is real.
How are you so sure?
Look at the roots wrapped around the headstone. They've been growing that way for years.
No, he's right. He'll be
As
good
if
for
Hannah was gonna dig up a corpse.
Charles really is dead.
No, I don't buy that though. I don't know. I don't actually know with that one. I actually don't know. I don't think Charles is dead because then it's like been kind of pointless in some sense. What the fuck?
Good job.
The water feels so good.
Boring story alert.
Good bite, babe.
Just in case you didn't know that this story was, in fact, indeed, very much so
How long
boring.
did you hold your breath for? A while.
And who gets it again? Oh, Emily. Emily gess the shit story. Fucking God.
Okay. What it's like to swim? To feel weightless? You gave me that.
Oh, fuck off.
Can I show you something?
Please.
My room in that place looked exactly like this. Except behind the window, there was a dirt wall.
Mad. Yo, Lucy Hale's acting well.
There was no closet behind this door. The room was locked at all times. There was no way for me to get out.
Good scene, dude.
Hey. Sorry, I'm
Fuck, yo, you know what?
No problem.
I brought some clothes. Your mom said I could stay a while.
Well, I'd rather you didn't.
Oh, Hannah.
Why not?
Because you're suffocating me. Okay?
I get that.
Is making me feel like I am still in that bunker. And that is not what I need right now.
What do you need?
That's a fair point. I mean, that's good, yeah.
I need a little space.
But I also don't blame Caleb, really, either. Like, I'm kind of like with both of them on that. Which is good, which is a
hey,
good thing.
Spencer.
It's always good when you see both the points.
Here so bad.
Just getting weed, literally.
Cookies.
But when those wear off, and they will, whatever is bothering you is still going to be there. Spencer?
I can't sleep, okay? My mind won't shut off. I just want to quiet the noise. I need to quiet the noise.
Where were you?
Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go.
When you were 11 months old, your mother was out in the garden with Jason. I put you in your crib to take a nap and then went outside to turn on the grill. When I came back, I heard you screaming.
Charles cut your limb off.
I ran upstairs and found you in the tub.
Yo.
The water was on, it was scalding hot and rising fast, and Charles was just standing there watching you slip under.
Yo,
I don't want to hear anymore.
Charles is a psychopath.
Let him rest in peace.
At least he told her why. He had a reason for it. I'd both say did the right thing, fucking put him in Radley, fucking Jesus. What a shock he's tracking him. Is that it? Oh, he's tracking him. Like, we didn't fucking know that anyway. Like, obviously. Whatever. There we go, guys. That is episode 4 of Pretty Little Liars season 6. That was actually a sick episode. That was... I don't think there was anything here that was quite as strong as those final 10 minutes of the last episode, but the thing that really worked with this one is from start to finish. It was just consistently good and entertaining, with a couple of dips, and we'll get to those in a second. But overall, I was surprised by it. I thought this would be a kind of dead episode. No, we got... The only thing I didn't get was straight away, I kind of thought we were going to get into a shit episode because it's set up. Emily going to a therapy session, which happened, but we didn't see it, and thank God, because we don't need to see it. Saying that Emily going to therapy would have been more interesting than what she actually did in this episode. What was the one they set up? Oh yeah, going to Radley for the, like say, the millionth time. But they ended up not doing that, so thank God. So yeah, I wasn't too sure at the start, and also the whole just giving us a flashback to what Alison's dad said at the end of last episode. I'm just like, you should have just showed us that at the end of last episode and then showed her telling the liars. But they felt the need to not show us, and then they did. Like I said, I wouldn't have minded so much at the end of last episode if they didn't overuse that trope over and over and over, but they've overdone it so much that it's just kind of frustrating. But at least, to be fair, at least they gave us the answer straight away. Either way, it was a lose-lose, because it would have been wait for loads of episodes and then get a shit answer, or wait until the next episode and then realise that the way they ended last episode was pointless. So it was a lose-lose situation to that trope happening at the end, but we got an answer. But do we go through things I didn't like first? Yeah, we'll go through things I didn't like. So there's quite a few things that I actually did like with this one. Emily was tragic. She's by far got the most boring story out of all four of the characters at the moment. Again, she should be interacting with Allison. Like, I don't mind that there was a character who's been trapped down there for 2 years, but then to make that, this is my problem. I've said it a million times, but Emily's story is always someone else's story. It's always just dealing with Paige and it's Paige's problems, or like Allison's problems, then this new girl's problem. It's never just Emily having her own story. So whenever Emily gets her own story, it's always the most interesting her character is. But now it's just her dealing with this new character. Like last episode, it's like, oh, I have a husband. Yada yada. Not last arc that she had, I guess, before the end of season 5. I have a husband. Okay, cool. Where's that character now? Don't care, because the story was pointless anyway. So thank God she's fucked off. But again, those stories didn't develop Emily. This story is not developing Emily. It's just it's trying to make this person into a character when I could not give less of a fuck about her. I literally couldn't give less of a fuck. So Emily was tragic. And the only other negative I really have is, and it's kind of 50-50 with this, but the Charles story. I really like that we actually got quite a few answers with the Charles story, but at the same time it was also a bit dead when they were just bimbling around the house and going, that's a grave, okay, cool, and then Jason did his little flashback and then they went there. It's a bit like you're just searching around doing the Pretty Little Lies of investigating, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. I'd say it was kind of 50-50 without this episode. Other than that, really, really enjoyed this episode. I was surprised by Arya. Arya, to be fair, might have been my favourite, maybe, because I really did like Spencer as well. I think Spencer was there, but Arya was not far behind, surprisingly. I liked the whole Byron side of it as well, like him wanting her to talk to him, and she was saying, I don't want to talk about it, and then eventually she did talk to him about the photographs and about the room at the end of the episode. And GG to Byron. He's doing what any dad should do and just being there for her, but it was nice to see it on TV when the dad is actually being there for him. Yeah, like I say, Byron hasn't been a nuisance for a couple of seasons now, so I'm fine with the geese. He was there for Arya and she opened up to him. And then we met that new character, Clark was his name, maybe. He seemed okay. Hopefully he comes back, because I don't know, they had a little connection. I thought they both like photography. They're both good at photography. He complimented her photographs, so I think hopefully he comes back. And it's just not, like I say, it's not Ezra, so I'm down for it. Anyone who's not Ezra, I'm fine with. So hopefully we'll see what happens, but maybe. So Arya, especially her last scene, Lucy Hale's acting in the last scene was good in comparison to like the mediocre scenes she has. It's always good when she does have a scene like that. She always delivers it well, which is a positive thing. Obviously, why would it be positive? So yeah, I'll go. Arya was actually really good this episode. Hannah was, but I liked the kind of Caleb side to it, where Caleb was trying to protect her the whole time, and you really saw it from his point of view. Like, he didn't know where she was for 3 weeks. He thought she was dead, and he's like still thinking what she gets taken again and stuff. So I do see his need for wanting to protect her, but then you also see Hannah's point of view, where it is that you're doing too much. You're putting trackers on my car, you're following me everywhere, you're questioning where I am all the time. It is a bit much, and he's like moving in for a few days. It's a bit like, so I do get he wants to protect her, but the amount that he's doing might be a bit much, especially when there's cops already looking out for her as well. And like she said, she feels like she's suffocating. She can't really she feels like she hasn't even moved from the cell because he's just kind of there. So that aspect of it I liked. I didn't like when she was investigating with the gang, because she didn't really contribute at all. So, like, it was literally pointless her being there in a way, apart from it led her away from Caleb to come back and then him to question her. That's what it really led to. And she digged up the grave a bit, but they didn't even dig up the grave, so it was pointless. Spencer was really good this episode. I like that it gave us back to Arya as well. It gave us those little flashbacks for both of those characters. Spencer was like covered in blood, and that explains why she's having a hard time trying to sleep at the moment, because the one time she actually fell asleep when she was locked up, she woke up and she was covered in blood. So now she's probably in that mindset of, well, the joint thing of what happened to her and the fact that the one time she did fall asleep, she woke up and didn't know what she did. I guess the combination of those two. So she's obviously got these brownies to help with that, but yeah, fair play. And then Arya's explained how she had short hair when they got out of there, which I thought she would have just cut it off herself and, because she was there for 3 weeks, but no, it was actually, she refused to do something and then he cut half her hair off and basically said, if you don't do what I tell you, I'm going to shave it all off, you'll go bald. Which is actually, I don't want to go bald. Why wouldn't you want to look like Avatar? Aang is a god. So, yeah, I like that we got a few of those flashbacks. They didn't overdo it as well. They did have that kind of green saw filter on, which I kind of liked. But yeah, Spencer doing the investigation side, and then she had some good acting bits as well, especially when she spoke to Hannah about that night where she didn't know what she actually did. So that was really good. We got a few answers, like I say, with what happened in the flashbacks, and then with Charles, and then Alison was really good this episode as well. I didn't write her down, but because I literally ran out of room. But Alison kind of confronting her dad and talking to Jason, like building up her character and this family stuff with Charles, I think was good. I'm very surprised by this episode. I think if Emily was as good as the other, or as good as like Arya and Spencer was, this would have been a mid-8, I think, very easily. Because Emily really brought it down. Every time she had a scene, the episode came to a sudden halt for me. It was just boring, tragic, dead content. And I'm just like, boring. I missed the sense of swimming, and you did that for me. So? I don't care. Oh, no, it doesn't even matter. So that character needs to go because she's dragging down Emily. Like, Emily as a character is good. Emily as a character is always good. Her stories are always trash, though. Always trash. And it's frustrating. I really want to give this episode an 8 out of 10. I really do. But Emily was awful. And Hannah was kind of mediocre. She was like in the middle. But Arya and Spencer were really good. And Alison were really good. I don't know. I'm torn between like a 7.8, 7.9. Or just giving it the 8. Which is really weird because this actually has a lower rating than the last episode on. I'm going to give it the 8. I think it's been a long time since Pretty Little Liars has actually even had an 8. Actually, is that true? No, it's not, because it had one for episode 1. So that's actually bullshit what I just said. And then I remember I gave the finale at least an 8 anyway. So, but I think it had a lot of great scenes. It's just the Emily stuff. I don't know. It's just the Emily stuff that's really sticking out to me of whether to give it the 8 or not. Because that was actually about a 1 out. Emily's scenes were like a 1, 2 out of 10. They were awful. They weren't even like bearable. They were just painful to watch and just boring. Ugh. I would have rather she joined them on this Charles thing. At least then we wouldn't have had to cut to her swimming in a pool every 4 seconds. I'm going to give it the 8. We'll go 8 out of 10. Fuck it. Why not? Oh, Pretty Little Liars needs all the 8s it can get at this point. But that's only because of Arya and Spencer. Because they were so good. Arya and Spencer. That's why. Thanks for watching there, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. All the links to social media stuff will be down below if you want to check out any of that. And I'll see you next time for episode 5. Until then, peace.